I was raised in the 90s. A lot of these games are very familiar with me.
I killed you! Everybody in Britain named Ben was in some damn trouble. He's cheating on you. Dump his ass.
Why is it that I can't go through this one fucking part?
That's what I'm talking about.
What a dick.
If you really want to know, you're going to have to pick up the controller and play the game.
What are you doing?
Video game trauma. Video game trauma.
So sorry I died.
Hey guys, what is going on? Happy Friday. It is good to see you guys. Welcome. If you're looking for the gaming lifestyle lounge, well, you found it. Heck yeah. All right. Happy Friday, guys. Good to see you. I am America's #1 online video game personality and your host, Ben the Parvinator Parvin, here at your service. Welcome. Your mother should know about this program that we're doing here. I'm not trying to be rude. It's, you know, this isn't your typical your mom sort of joke, but I feel like it's the kind of thing we can get the family in on, right? I mean, we're all talking about these memories of, you know, when we were kids playing these games, right? Just like getting to the demo, having that blow your mind. The family was right there with us for some of that stuff, you know?
Sonic lived with a human girlfriend named Madonna.
Or, who knows, maybe it was a lot worse. Who knows? You know, you gotta be careful when you say things like that. Everybody had a different childhood. But I'll tell you one little kid that didn't get to have a childhood. Trying to figure out a better way to describe this, but there's just... If it seems like I can't find the words, I mean, look, it is what it is. Look at this in the top right corner, this act of depravity here. Look, we don't have to admit to anything here, right? I'm not trying to get anybody to fess up to any past crimes. I can only be honest with you guys.
It is what it is.
I definitely grabbed that penguin, walked it over to the edge, and sent it over on more than one occasion. You know, it certainly wasn't just a one-time thing. And I don't know, I think it's about time Penguin gets their revenge. It's this level here where you get to walk behind one for a little bit. And I think the last time I did this, I had some fun and just kept getting blown off the mountain over and over again. So we'll see if it's going to be Penguin's revenge again. Although, I don't know if this is just one penguin getting revenge for another penguin mom out there. It's a totally different level, so I don't know. That's a stretch.
Are you punking me? Like, is this...
Welcome. How you doing, Tater? Good to see you, buddy. Just about to jump into this thing. Let me fix something here on my end. Love this music, too. You put sleigh bells into anything? Instant winter song. Okay? And in fact, I think if you aren't careful about putting sleigh bells into something that isn't a winter song, yeah, you're going to give people that vibe. It can be done, certainly. I mean, it's a great little percussion. You know, or a Beach Boys song. Exactly. It's great percussion. You know, and with sleigh bells, you can also sort of keep time. You can keep those quarter notes going, or just hit some eighth notes, ching 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 ching. You know, quarter notes, or whatever you want to do, right? Hit them with the 16th, so on and so forth. All right, let's get into this game. I gotta play this game. Kaboom. What should we do here with our Mario today? What are we feeling? Maybe a, you know, I usually go mustache up. I'm going to try something different this time. We're going to go mustache down and see what that gets us. By the way, this Shindo Pack version has something to it that is in the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which is based off of this version. See down in the bottom right corner, this is telling us about the Shindo Pack, the Rumble Pack. This was a special version of this game released a year after the original in Japan. So this came out in 97, this version did. And it would be the version used for that Nintendo, well, that Super Mario 3D All-Stars thing. So there's one cool thing about it. I forgot to actually get to it. How do you... There it is. Now we got this beautiful guy all over the place. Yeah. Howdy, guys. Howdy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. All the streamers are here. All my streamer friends. And then some others, too. Look at this. Wow. I should just have a BRB of this. Just record various beautiful Mario faces. We could make this a lot worse, too. Let's be honest. Too bad you can't grab eyebrows, you know? What kind of creative player is this? Jeez. Kind of bring this right in on him like that. Give him a little smush nose. Oh, it's like, yeah, what happened? Did he and Luigi got into a fight, or Luigi smashed his nose in a little bit? Jeez. Believe it or not, there's actually a game if you press start too. It's not just this. It's crazy. They could have just given me this. In 1996, I would have spent $49.99 just to purchase this experience. It is a game within a game. This is fun too. Like if I just having some fun with turning his hat all the way in it and making the whole thing red. I like the little delay between the other screens. It's a pretty sweet effect, isn't it? I might be able to take, well, I was going to say take the game screen, make it a lot bigger, but we're in here. Oops. All right, guys, we're starting over. As much as I love that intro, I didn't mean to start over. Well, anyway, I hope you guys had a good week. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming in. This should be a fun one. Another late start for me. It just it's been difficult getting I'm having a good, you know, my days are going well and they're packed, honestly, but there's a certain point where I'm like, oh man, I'm going to miss whatever ETA I gave. And it's kind of a like, you know what? I'm still putting some stuff in, a picture or two, you know, fixing this or that with the sound. When it's ready, you know, it's streaming generally around the same hours. But I would like to get more consistent. It just... Do. I'm also a perfectionist about the weirdest things, some really small details that shouldn't really have that much time spent on them. You know, I'm spending way too much. All right. Anyway. Do. Are you guys playing any games recently? What are you getting into? My wife and I are working. I'll be saying this for the next 2 years, but we're working on Final Fantasy VII now. So just got that going like maybe a week and a half ago, something like that, and it's her first time through it. She's played some other FFs, and we played the other ones together. We've played 6, well, 9, and well, and also Chrono Trigger, I guess, too. Yeah. The interesting thing about like, and I believe you can do this. I know you can do it for 6. I'm pretty sure you can do it for 4 and 5 as well. And I know you can do it for FF9, but they have a cool feature with those games where you can, you can split you can assign a certain number of characters of your characters that are fighting to the controllers. So you could do a multiplayer with you assigned to 1, 2, or 3 characters, and then the other person assigned to however many are left. And it allows you both to like, and doing that like in an active time battle situation is kind of fun. Like that was really fun playing with her, and I'd actually never done that, done any multiplayer Final Fantasy, and it's a bit of a, it comes up from time to time on forums and stuff, but it's not like it's not a feature that is, I think, well, I'll just say this, I think a lot of people could play it and never know that it exists. I certainly did for a long time. And that doesn't happen in 7. And I think some of it is, there's 3 characters in FF7. But yeah, you can't do it in FF7 and 8. But in at least 6 and 9, and I'm thinking 4 and 5 too, you can, split out those characters, do a little multiplayer role-playing. All right, so I'm just wandering around, just really catching up for a second, but about this game, we're doing okay. We've gotten every power star I think that's available to us up until this point. I don't know about castle stars. Sometimes I forget about those or get them out of order, but that if you look at this, we've got the 100, Tater will be proud of this, we got the 100 coin star for each of the worlds so far, and all the regular stars, so 11 castle stars at this point. So we have we just got ourselves up into this section of the game It's funny because I guess we could even go like finish the game out, huh? But of course, we just got access to this. What is this area called? Like, is there a proper noun for this? You know, that someone asked yesterday. It was a good question. Like, what favorite parts of the castle? And Ichigo, you had mentioned you prefer the top part, and yeah, I didn't get a chance to. I don't think I got a chance to like read that out loud, but I saw it coming in. Oh, hell yeah, here's a power star here. Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if there's a, there we go. That's 12 of the castle stars. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a name for this part of the area. Like, what are we in? I made the mistake of typing Mario 64 The Tower, and everything that came up was about the, like, I guess the wing cap level has something about a tower in it. Yeah, dude, there's some really, you know what? There really are some fun levels in this one. I think I really like I do like Tall Mountain, like you. That was one that I think I had never gotten all the stars on that one until somewhat recently. When I did that 120 run, there were maybe a couple in that one that I'd missed. Little Big World is pretty cool. It can be kind of a pain at certain points just because it takes a while to get across parts, especially when you're little. But I enjoy it. I think it's a cool... yeah, I think it's a cool concept. I really like what they do in that room. I guess, it's funny because the game will give a number to these levels. But, they just... If you have the ones available to you, like when you get to a new area and you may have a few, levels available to you, at that point, it's like they're all about the same difficulty. Individual stars in there might be hella hard, or maybe... Some might be almost gimmies, but yeah, I feel like, the game, it just gives a number just for this part here, I think. I don't think they're expecting you to... Obviously, some of it is gated off by stars. What a lovely camera. It didn't help that I was running into the wall, but I couldn't see that I was. All right, let's get ourselves to the snow level. I'm trying to remember where... It ain't this one. This is this the one? Yeah, it's like... Shoop. Oh, I love the castle music. Yeah, here it goes. Snowman's Rand. Snowman's Rand. Yeah, same as what ours is. Snowman's Land. Snowman's Rando. All right, here we are. Good call on the Beach Boys sleigh bells. That little bastard gets me every time. I think this one was I think this was a difficult 100 coin, possibly. Or maybe doing this one had me stumped for a little while. I think part of it was that I would die. Hey, Devin, welcome. Hard to do a 100 coin. Oh, God, that guy's going to get me every time. Or at least the first 15 times, but yeah. Inside the system. Interesting. What was going on with the mod? Oh, there it is again. I don't know if it... I'm not too familiar with Minecraft, since I haven't played a whole lot, but I've seen, like, people show off builds and things like that. So, yeah, I'm curious, what's the, what are they going for with that one? Francisco, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Friday.
Excuse me, princess.
Ugh, I feel like I might have to do like some stretch breaks every now and then. Just certain days. Even though I worked out and stuff, but I didn't run today. And man, I feel like nothing stretches me out as much, in a good way, as much as a run does. And I really, I could, you know, you might see me doing some stretching every now and then or something. I just feel all locked up today. A horror mod, like Majora's Mask, you get 3 days to decode a message using 3 different text files put under your computer. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, that's fun. So they're doing like a, was this streamer, were you catching them doing a blind run of it? I mean, even after a first time through, you might still not know how to, like if you failed the first time or something, you might still not really know what you need to do to, it could still take, I could see it taking a while to still figure it out, you know? Oh yeah, you got a little invisible, well, not invisible, but we got a little, there it is. Little puzzle kicking off here. That's cool. A little rotation of the camera ought to help.
Wow, man, freaked out.
All right, one more down. You can break the fourth wall. Cool. Right. You know, it is fascinating. Like, from someone kind of looking at it from the outside, just Minecraft, and it is fascinating, like, just how much, you know, the extent to which people have taken that game and, you know, building city replicas and, yeah, it's crazy. You know what? Let me get that website up again. I forgot to do this in advance, but oh shit! I hit the keyboard. Just hit some ads. It shouldn't work, should it? It's working. Okay. Well, sorry, anybody on Twitch. I truly try to keep down the amount of ads you see, but yeah, I've got a little shortcut for it on the dashboard, and it hit that. Dun, 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 dun. Give me just 1 second, and I'll I wanted to pull up that website we were seeing yesterday that has the Mario 64 translations. Do, 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 do. Yeah. This is it, the mushroomkingdom.net.
I tend to get bogged down in anxiety.
Yeah, okay, so I'll let you guys see what I'm seeing in just 1 second. Do, 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 do. Okay. Gonna work? Nope. There it is. Bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum. Let's see, we're on number. Course. Wow. I can't believe it. We're on course 10. When you put it that way, sounds crazy. Snowman's big head. Oyu kidaruma no odeko. Big snowman's forehead. All right. Snowman's big head. I don't remember what the deal is, but we'll figure it out. Oh, let me get you guys back in on the game. Sorry. Zoop. It's funny, they give you those 2 coins, and then that one is the imposter, right? Yep. Ingenious. Yeah. That's really funny. That's a... So it's actually doing this stuff to your own computer? Not just like a... I assume this is like it's something you're operating in the game or something. Man. Has Minecraft gone too far? Hello, Big Bully. Or Big... Ice Bully? Oh, you screwed up. No, actually you didn't screw up. Alright, you screwed up. Come on, Mario, get that. There you go. That's crazy. I like to think if you die in the Minecraft, you die in real world, you know? That's gonna be the next mod. They hook you up to some medical devices and release the nano machines into your bloodstream based on your performance in the game. Yeah, so you're just like working on something else maybe, and then suddenly you get a jump scare from this Minecraft mod. Ah! All right, we're 2 stars in already. Look at us go. A couple of easy ones. I just saw them and was like, oh, I think this is pretty easy what we need to do here. But, it said Snowman's big head. I don't remember what the deal is with this, so... Hey, little froggy. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy that all these mods exist. It's and it's really interesting too. The I don't know, that community of making mods, playing them, the way that folks will you know, come around when you're playing a specific mod, or sometimes even the people that develop the mod will you know, they of course lots of times they want to check in on how people are liking it and get some organic feedback. And yeah, I don't know, it's a I've never you know, I've dealt so little in mods, having only, you know, it's like, okay, maybe as a kid that's not true because I had a I had a Game Genie, but yeah, you know, I don't know, modern day mods, ROM hacks, etc. I just haven't done a whole lot of that. And I think Pokemon is kind of a good jumping off point for that, or that's, I mean, obviously there's just tons and tons of ROMs. No, I didn't recognize that name. No, I'll have to look it up. Well, I'm seeing I'm seeing this cover with something in between Scream and Saw or something. Yeah, I could see some jump scares from this. It's funny, I'm seeing these videos like do not go on lomondo.com. That's a good marketing technique. I'm just gonna take them at their word, though, you know? I'm afraid to, I'm not gonna go to... They told me not to go to yomondo.com, so... Lomondo... I think I said Yomondo. Interesting. I love the Japanese name, A Fancy Island. That's a... That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. I hadn't heard of it. Is it just a single game at this point, or? series. Lamondo.com, the scariest website I've ever seen. Revisiting the scariest website ever. I need your help. What is the mascot of Lamondo.com? This is what people also ask. Mimi is the mascot to Lamondo.com. All right, well, I know nothing about this website, but all I can say is that they're telling us not to go there, so people in the chat, yeah, I certainly can't vouch for it, but don't go. I think so too, Ichigo. I know that there's one like up on the I guess I don't know why I'm trying to make it more complex, but I was about to say, yeah, there is that one that's up there. What else is there? But yeah, it's got to be it, huh? So I was starting up that. Let me get back to that section. Got to get past the ice waves here. Yeah, it's the wind I got to watch out for. Yeah, I was just kind of just going for it full force. Single game. I see. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting to me because I've never played a whole lot of horror games. Like, I'm kind of curious about you guys. I think, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of minimally interested in it. I was never really into like hugely into horror as like a genre of anything really. I like a couple, you know, there's like a couple of horror movies that are pretty good, but yeah. And I wasn't online. Well, I wasn't like in video game spaces when everyone is like, for this game, there's so much stuff, like, you know, all the like glitch and horror stuff that was like really popular with this stuff, what, like 10, 15 years ago. And I was not aware of any of that really. And then I come back, you know, I it's like a, you know, coming out of that sort of gamer media hiatus of several years, just not knowing about like YouTube video game media and stuff like that, and coming out and again, just sort of not being around other folks talking games online anymore. I come back out of that and it's like years past, like the Mario 64 glitch and horror stuff, like, and everyone's already nostalgic about it, and like I don't know, it's it's just funny. I think our penguin buddy's gonna help us here, or get an act of revenge for us tossing the little baby penguin. Yeah. Had all the codes, nice. Yeah, it seems interesting. You know, and those genres seem to have gotten a lot more popular the last couple years. And I know nothing about stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's, but I will see. Oh wow, I think we were really close. I needed to just hustle. I thought I was kind of already out of the wind. But yeah, like, you know, for me, it kind of snuck up on me, the horror genre kind of like becoming more popular. There were always horror games, and I'm thinking about some of those like PC point and click games from way back in the day, and you know, all that stuff. But I would dare to say that they weren't as mainstream as they are today. And yeah, so it's interesting to that's whoopsie. That's been an interesting development to kind of to just notice, having sort of missed that era of you know, oh, every Mario 64 copy is personalized, and you know, oh, there's actually this GIF saved in the file that has Shigeru Miyamoto ghosting out, or you know, I don't know, like hugging Mario, but his face turns into a skeleton or something. You know, it's like all that stuff. I missed a lot of that, and honestly, I don't think I would have been that into it. It seemed like it was kind of, honestly, it seemed like a lot of that stuff was really more for folks of a younger generation than me, or you know, not necessarily, you know, I mean, shit, come on, dude. these generation titles don't help a lot, right? It's not like there's hard cutoffs or anything, but it seemed like, well, that was another thing I was coming back to, was like, oh wow, a lot of people who are a good amount of years younger than me who weren't necessarily playing this stuff when it was like hot or even alive at that point are into this. And some of that is the appeal of speedrunning brought a lot of people into this game, I think, and a whole bunch of new generations, or a couple waves of younger generations. Dude, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting though. Yeah, it's not really a genre I think about that much, but like I said, it is something that I'm kind of not surprised. I'm just like, wow, it's interesting to notice how it's gotten so much more popular. All we are is dust in the wind. Ichigo's he's trying to coach me through this one. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, man. We will survive. We will get that power star. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Like I said, there's so many genres, you're going to get blown away. Wow, you had a lot of momentum. So many genres that, I don't spend much time in, and it's whole worlds of gaming that I'm just ignorant. Do do do. That was like one of the worst things you could hear from some of the folks. I grew up in Alabama, and I remember just a couple of folks that was like one of the lowest things you could say about someone, kind of, or it's definitely fighting words or something, You're ignorant. What? Not amongst everybody, just like I don't know, especially a specific age, and I don't know. I'm just hearing some of it too is like and this is rapidly changing with younger generations, but even then, a lot of them don't cuss as hard as people in other parts of the country. Although, again, it's changing. But it is interesting, like just some of the euphemisms and other things that come out of people not cussing as much. And like, I'll get to, like, for me, it's just funny. Like, being back home, I would hear crap so often. I just hardly ever hear crap. Like it is very rare that I hear crap. Come on. Crap. It's like, I think people would be so quick to say shit in most situations, or just like, not curse or something, like just cry up. And hearing it too, like with a CRAYUP sometimes, we'll cry up, And then I would have, at points, certain friends, some people just don't like to cuss, and there's no like religious sensibility or anything like that. But yeah, I had a few friends who, let's see, I think we're good, and then we need to bust it all the way. Yeah, a few friends who wouldn't cuss because they're just like Southern polite Christians. But it was really funny, the other things that they would say sometimes. I wonder if I've gotten disconnected. I think I'm just I think it's just my local chat here is trying to reload, but I think we're still rolling. All right, Snowman, what do you want? Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to... It did say his forehead. His big forehead. Was it like the Japanese version? I think, yeah. That's... Whoop. Cool. Thanks, Nick. Yeah. Hey, Hubra, welcome. Happy Friday. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, I actually meant to stop right before that star, but we'll get it. Yeah, thanks for the feedback, Nick. Good to see you, buddy. Hey guys, I hate to do this. I don't need to take a long one, but let me just do a quick bio break. I'll be right back. Ew. Hey, thanks, guys. I was like, oh man, already? I was looking down at the clock. I was at 40 minutes, and I was like, okay, well, I don't feel like no one has to earn any break. Of course, if I was really feeling like I needed it, I would take it. But I was like, you know what? The only thing that's happening right now is I need to, well, take care of one thing, and that's it. You know, usually it's a I'm looking over, I need refills, snack, all biological needs need to be met. It's nice when I can get away with the short break. We'll take a good one after a little bit. All right, what's our next star? Let me see what it's called in the Nintendo language. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. We're course 10 and Tumeta. Yeah, here it is. Tumetai.
I'm your Uncle Buck.
Ikeo koete. Hey, welcome. Ichigo, welcome, Uncle Buck. How you doing? Good to see you, man. I have never seen Uncle Buck. I got this one for Binary Man, actually. He mentioned it. Said he was a fan. Yeah, how'd you like it? We're working on Tumetai Ikeo Koete. Across the cold pond. Whirl from the freezing pond. Okay. What prompts the developer to put this world in an illusory wall? Oh, yeah. Is there like a, to have like a... Oh, like I think around here there are some strange walls, huh? There's a couple of like invisible walls that are in this level. And then the skyboxes are pretty wild. If you look up, there's some images. Some folks have made some like high def images of these skyboxes, and they're really interesting. This one is not what I thought it was. I was looking for the skybox for this level. There's another one that has like some mountains on it. I think that might be like the cool one, I believe. But yeah, it's got like a whole bunch of mountains crammed in. Yeah. Right, yeah. You know, it's funny because when he mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, I think... Like, I started to look at it and I was like, this is familiar. I do think I've been somewhere when this was on before. And yeah, it sounds pretty heartwarming. So we're trying to skip across the frozen lake. Something like that. What's the name? I was all trying to hold this. I had it all like sideways. Turn it sideways. Yeah, yeah. Charming is a good word for it, Ichigo, yeah. I wonder... Oh, I wonder if it's these guys it's talking about. Oh, you know we hit that one, you son of a... I don't think they'll reappear. Let's get back to it. You know, it's interesting because I watched something recently that was talking about lighting in movies, and it was talking about, you know, a lot of folks complain about, you know, periods where every movie is kind of looking the same, or, you know, like a commonly brought up one is the quote piss filter that was in every like you know, I don't know, every movie about the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq. If they went into Mexico or something, they're dealing with drug kingpins or something in Mexico, you always had to have the piss filter, just this sort of you know, yellow you know, video coloring to the whole thing, sort of a 300, of course, being like one of the sort of strongest examples of it, but theirs was kind of a little more, you know, I don't know, I guess it was a little more going for something rustic versus like, I don't know, the Mexico filter, you know, the Mexican desert filter. It's interesting because a lot of movies now are, you know, a lot of stuff is just so so dark. A lot of scenes are very dark, and it was kind of breaking down some of the differences in photography and, you know, editing and whatnot that made some of, because it was, I guess part of it was that it was saying that people can be quick to say that it's because everything's shot digital these days and but that it's not just, it's actual lighting techniques have changed as well, and yeah, right, exactly, yeah, and let me get back to where we were. Go on, brain dead here, but yeah, and the audio gets talked about a lot, like you know, why do we have to have subtitles on everything? And is it that I'm getting older? Whoops, I didn't want to do that one. And can't hear as well, or is it that they're not doing sound as well in movies? And I mean, a lot of it has changed, and some of it is to make certain aspects of movies like you know, just to allow you to do more stuff in post, or, you know, if you know that you're shooting something, it's going to be done in a ton of languages, you know. A lot of that would probably is going to be done, you know, via like ADR or something. And yeah. I can't tell you anything I learned from these videos, but just know that they're out there. But, well, I think, I'm trying to remember what it showed. They, it was an interesting comparison. They showed the movie. Hold on. I think that this was. Shoot, I don't even remember what it was, but it was this kids movie. It may have been the Parent Trap 1998 with Lindsay Lohan, but I can't remember. Like when it was just trying to show how like warm a lot of the lighting looked and how okay, in this scene they're inside a barn and there's a bunch of sawmills about, and the barn is not that well lit. You know, you're supposed to get the sense that hey, they're in this barn and it's, you know, you're not having the sun come through. But like it was it just showed the difference between that and a lot of like interior sequences these days in streaming and in film and stuff. And it's it's often things are like so much darker. It's harder to see what's going on. And yeah, it was just interesting to see like how well shot the premise there. The premise there was that like even a lot of those movies that, you know, like if it had a little bit of a budget, but it wasn't some crazy AAA movie that had a long legacy, it just was something that kind of was another one of those movies that was like decent and then sort of, we'll say forgettable or over, you know, time. It doesn't really stick around. But a lot of those movies that he was kind of pointing out were like the average was higher for like really good lighting and stuff. So even those movies that, again, it might have been a fun thing to see it at the time, and then you don't think about it much afterwards. Going and looking at movies of that tier and seeing like how well, you know, how good a lot of them look compared to some stuff today, and it's interesting. All right. Anyway. Mario. That's the wrong place. I remember at one point going to someone's house and they had a TV, and so this was one of the first like sort of flat panel TVs that I remember seeing. At someone's, you know, like having the chance to hang out with some folks, and they had like the digital flat screen TV, and I remember sitting down at it and thinking like we watched a movie and something was going on with the frame rate of everything, and it was just, there was a ghosting just so bad, and like I'll still notice that sometimes, like if I don't, you know, I know that there's a couple things that could cause it, but like I just remember some of those like earliest, like you going over to watch watch a football game at someone's place. This was like maybe one of those first years of college or something. And at this point I think I was rocking my big CRT. And there was like some first, you know, like it's in the first few years of like new flat screen digital TVs coming on the market. And, I remember going over there to watch this game, and but before the game they had something else on, and I was just like, dude, I feel like I'm tripping out or something, man. It's just like ghosting on everything. There's like trails and you know, like someone would get up to do something, and it felt like the camera was always being. And I can't describe it, and it's some of it too you just get if it's not shot that well, but it's absolutely this, yeah, it was a bit of the soap opera effect. And then I started getting it when we like, you know, put you know, when the game came on or whatever, and I was still kind of seeing it some, and it was just like, I don't know, this doesn't really. But there's times that I'll go visit someone or something, and everyone will be watching something on TV, and I'm like, is this not bothering anybody else? Like, this looks like shit, you know? It looks like we're watching a soap opera with a way too eager cameraman who's like, you know, not that disciplined on not moving too fast sometimes, or, you know, like shit. That's not what you want. Soap opera effect. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that worded that succinctly. I think you can get there just from that one. Yeah. So what's back in here? A star. Low, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, well, you know, and so here's the thing, right? Like, also sometimes it's a matter of like a sync issue, or they've turned on all this bullshit like post-processing stuff that you know, or image processing stuff that will sometimes come on by default if you don't switch it over to game mode. And I remember, like, you know, looking into hooking up the RetroTink and stuff, and you know, looking into input lag and monitor lag, etc., and then realizing like, oh wow, yeah, I should, you know, this thing is not on game mode, or I don't know, etc. But yeah, it's like I would go to people's houses and see that they maybe just had all that default stuff on, and everything was just so ghosted, and like, what are you gonna do? Like, hey, I think you got like a motion blur. Like, you mind if could I take a look at that real quick? Like, I had to turn it off on mine. You know, I was like sitting there trying to think of a way I could bring it up. I mean, when I first saw it, I didn't know what I was looking at. This was the first digital, you know, my first encounter with one of those TVs. But yeah, like I've had things since then where I've been at someone's house, and now that I know what it is, but yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. There's a few things like that. The image processing, yeah, motion blur, stuff like that. And dude, yeah, like I said, I just was sitting there like, how is anybody watching this right now? I can't look at this. It makes me feel sick. And again, it's like someone's doing too much with the camera. It just feels that way the whole time, you know, like a. Hey, let me get that remote control real quick, you know. Let's fix this. Yeah. Hey, welcome, Fireball. Yeah. Yeah, another issue, and it's like not everyone's sensitive to it. Oh, what is our mission here? This is probably coin. Yeah, I see coin at the end. Aka coin, red coin. Yeah, all right. I wonder what kind of cute name they give it. Let's see. Pause that before I die. Yeah, so I've got this little, I found this here. Shoot, let me get the name. What is it? Oh, the mushroomkingdom.net. And they've got a breakdown here of, you know, the Japanese name for each course. And then, you know, the, what, transliteration here? Or Koopa no Sensui kan. Yeah, we're working on this one. Nigeta Koopa no Aka coin. Nigeta Koopa no Aka coin. The escaped Koopa's red coins. I love that we get like a close translation here. The escaped Koopa's red coins, literal translation. And then the localization, pole jumping for red coins. Wow. Pole jumping for red coins versus the escaped Koopa's red coins. That seems pretty different, right? The escaped Koopa's red coins. Thirsty man. Give me 1 second. Bing, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bing. Our computer out in the living room is kind of crapping out right now. Or I said computer, but our TV. I don't know what happened with it, but I don't think anything. I don't think that this could have. I think it's just the TV being old. But we went to go plug my wife's new laptop up to the TV via HDMI, and after we did that, it just started doing this like audio lag and you know, falling behind a second or two behind what's on the video. And we played around with everything we can do, and we're doing a lot of factory resets and stuff. You know, it was like every day towards the beginning of the day, we'd have to like do a factory reset or something. And yet at this point, it's for whatever reason, sometimes when you have an HDMI cable in there, after a while, it will just start to stutter and fall behind. And if you don't do anything with it, the audio will get even more stuttery, and it will just like, you know, yeah, I mean, if people are talking, it's totally unwatchable because you've got their mouths moving and, you know, stuff coming a second or two later, so. So, yeah, I was able to do like a factory reset on it, which seemed to make everything work for a while, and yeah, now it's at the point where that doesn't work. My factory reset isn't... you go to do a factory reset, and it just turns the TV off and on, but instead of taking you through all the original... Like, it was a pain in the ass before, and I don't know, this seems to work now, so I'm not complaining too much, but... Yeah, before I had to like send it back to a factory reset, which means that it was a few seconds of turning it, like restarting. And then it's like asking you, what do you want to do for Wi-Fi? Nothing. I'm not hooking this thing up. Okay, what do you want to do for... I don't know. You know, it takes you through those questions, and... I'm just saying, nope. Set it up later. Okay. Oh yeah, if we get the shell, huh? That's our ticket. Well, the shell was on the other side of the lake. We've dealt with the lake of fire, now we got a lake of ice. Woo! We're getting through this one pretty quickly. Let me see. If we... I think if I get that... Goodbye. I think if I get the... Oops. Here's what I'm looking for, yeah. If I get that shell, everything gets a lot easier. So let me get myself over there. Boing. And I think if we hit this first one here... Wait, don't get up on the shore. What are you doing? That should be good. Yeah. Okay, and then there's a shell in the one to the right. Shoot, this would probably be a good time to shoot for 100 coins if I had been a little more conscientious. Doo-doo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Fireball. Yeah, that's why I've never bothered to set any of that stuff up, and yeah, I'm not trying to use the smart TV functions on this already like old POS TV. Doo-doo. If I'm gonna plug some really old piece of tech, you know, put it on the Wi-Fi, it's gonna be something cool, like a 3DS or something, you know? Oh yeah, let me get down to the ice lake. Sadly, the PS4 we have is not doing so great. I was going to say it's not doing so hot, but it actually is often running hot. So, you know, might be a better way to phrase that. But we have to have a little feature, a little fan now to keep our PS4 cool. Oh shit! Where did that thing appear? What a little cluster it is right in that area. You've got the little buzzy guy, you know, little electric guy going around. You've got the wind coming at you, and you've got a shy guy. It's a nice little tough section. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I've thought about getting a CRT, but I honestly, I don't really have room for it right now, and I don't know. I don't know if we'll. I don't know. There may be a potential move at some point in time in the not too distant future, and I honestly, yeah, I don't. I'm beginning to be a bit wary of adding too much stuff here, just because, you know, I don't know. We'll see. No concrete plans. We just haven't, you know, I don't know. We've been in this apartment for several years, but don't exactly love it. Gets so hot it freezes. Well, I mean, look, you can have a freezer burn, right? Of course. If you touch something really cold, boom, that's gonna feel like it's hot afterwards, you know, like you burned your skin. It's all just a song of ice and fire at the end of the day. Oh wait, what is this one? Boo doo beep beep bong. Can't stop singing this song. Can't stop singing. We're looking at the last one, huh? Okay, I love shell shredding for red coins. I didn't notice that earlier. That's funny. Sorry, it's got my let me go here. That way you can actually see where I'm trying to point. I was on OBS, so it wasn't, my cursor there wasn't matching up to what you guys were seeing. Shell shredding for red coins. Nice. Well, we're working on Into the Igloo, I guess. Yeah, fuas. Fuasan no ochi. No ochi. Into the Igloo. I'm going into the Igloo. I guess I could also try to get 100 coins at some point too. So I remember this vaguely. There is another section here where I know there's something we do. You get into this little igloo. I mean, you know, I know that that's in the name, but yeah, there's another little ice maze kind of thing. Interior ice maze. There's those mountains I was talking about. They are up there in the skybox. You just got to get to elevation. Does that make sense? Are you guys killable? If I just go around you a bunch, will you die? Like the eyes? I like your little catapult hand. Alright, so I guess I'm looking for the igloo. A little house. Little house on the snow prairie. It's kind of a strange level. It is a bit hard to wrap your head around because I think it's, for me, what does it is that area around where you start, back at that little ice box over there. I'll just walk over there. Or run, hop. But yeah, I think for me, I get a little tripped out in this level because you have this wall here. Like sometimes I have trouble sort of conceptualizing what's actually going on, which I think is a little bit by design. They don't want you really to get from this side over there, I suppose. So the level kind of wraps around. I don't know why it always takes me a little bit of running around to kind of remind myself of that. Hello. There's a coin down here, an errant coin. It is a strange level layout, and I think my brain still kind of struggles to, well, wrap its head around it. Let's go get this guy. I don't know yet if I'm committing to the igloo or trying to get 100 coins, but we'll see what... Oh, come on. See what happens. Try to kick his ass. Where's that shy guy? You got this wind to help you out here, buddy. Honestly, you'd think you'd be a little more affected. There you go. Will the other one go up on the bridge? I think it's supposed to be 3. Carry on. Carry on, mine. All right, here we're not gonna do it. Let's take these guys out. Down, 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 down. That that would come on so many times on one of the like classic rock stations that was in my hometown, and it would get bought out by Clear Channel and just play the same shit that everywhere else would. But it is kind of funny with certain channels. There's still like regional preferences sometimes. Excuse me. Yeah, with like certain it's awful. Sorry about that. You know, like if I listen to a classic rock station here, even if it's Clear Channel, I think sometimes it's like okay, well, they're not going to play Black Betty as often, or some of the ones that are like a little more on the countryside that I would hear in Alabama, including some stuff. I don't know. There's just a couple that would just get played over and over again. And of course, I'm just listening to CDs and stuff by the time I get my own car. I'm hearing the radio too, but I'm often having my CDs with me. Big ass CD wallet. Half of them are burned. Boing. I hate that the coins go in the water. Although I guess that means I can get them. Totally unnecessary jump there, but that's okay. I need you for my plans. I'm missing a lot of coins, so I don't know how this is going to go, but... I'll move this up here. Let's shred. Carving it up. This over here making noises. Oh man, this game still blows me away after all these years, baby. Oh, you know we're gonna have to play this game again next year for the 30th anniversary. Oh, I didn't get the like red coins that are under this part. Yeah. Oh boy, look out for the fake frog. Fake coin. All right, can this guy not... Can't take this one out? It's a little too deep in there, huh? That's funny. I feel like it's gonna freeze in a matter of time. Okay. Damn, I was gonna say how much I could keep shredding. I guess that's it. 55 coins doesn't really... Still doesn't feel like a lot. To be honest. Thanks, man. I should... You know what I should have done? I should have taken the... I should have taken it at... One of these slopes had a bunch of coins on it. I saw it last time. Actually, I thought it was that one, but I guess not. Again, I don't know what's what in this level. But I've been playing it for a few minutes, you know. Get up. Like the sort of Shy Guy logo here at the end. Makes you wonder what those guys are up to. Mario. Where's the other, where's the igloo? Oh, there's a... Okay, where's the pink bob-omb? There's still a section of this level I'm not getting to, huh? Or... Oh, wait. Do you go into a hole up here? I don't know. That seems kind of familiar. Let me just... Yeah, now we got the skybox. Check this out. Well, I mean, more of the skybox, I guess. A little lower portion of it. Thanks, man. I like shredding on those turtle shells. It's been a thrill since 1996. Huh. Washi no karada ni no botte wa ikan. Exclamation point. Soy, what is that? Soryu yashi wa mina fukito bosh chamaozo. All right, well, that was a good old struggle. What if, like, I don't know, there's some mean corner of the Japanese internet where they, like, find people trying to play, you know, games in Japanese, and so they can laugh at the pronunciation and stuff. Ah! What an idiot. Yes, thank you. I hope so. That explains some of the numbers on YouTube lately. There's nothing else can explain it. There's no other answer. The numbers are up. Where is this other box? Oh. I'm thinking, yeah. You know, he said something to us there. Oh, shiz. Wow, half our health and we're caught up in the side of a building. Or a mountain here. Hello. That's a little frustrating. Good thing I left a bunch of coins laying around. Mario, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, so he said something to us as we got close. You know, he had something to say to us as we got up to his little precipice. What is up there? Hold on. You're gonna get yourself killed here, Mario. Hold on. Is there something up there to our right? Let me see. That looked awesome. Wow. Awesome. No, I don't. Ichigo. Yeah, he said something to me. I read it out loud for a little bit, but I was not, yeah, I was not getting anything. Let's try it again. You know what? Let me just see, for the sake of time, let's see if we can figure out, like, what this star is, and then I'll worry about 100 coins. Let's get up to where he talks to us. That won't be that hard. And maybe he even talked to us that first time we saw him. I don't know. But, yeah. Again, here's our hints. And, yeah, the Japanese title for the level is... here it is. Fuwa-san no ochi. Into the igloo. Sorry, getting refreshed here. I know that there's another big section you get to, and I was wondering if it's via portal, you know, via like a warp or a door that opens up or something. Because there's another section that has a, you know, there's another ice house. Alright, here's what he says. Washi no karade or dani karadani. Bling ding 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 ding. What's this guy trying to say? Ring ding 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 ding. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Happy Friday. It's been a fun one. Gonna drink all the drinks tonight. 1,000 breaks. Maybe I cut that off too quickly, sorry. But yeah, we just saw what he said. I think this is just gonna get us blown off. Where are we trying to go? Mario, I don't think you're trying to get blown off right now. Want to take you to the ice house. Wait, hold on. Maybe there's something here. Let's see. I think I've been through this before, trying to like just get up to that part, but it's really just wraps around the... Yeah, like there's nothing there, right? What's there? Boing. Shit. Nothing. I think maybe that's where you ride with your green shell. Maybe not. I think I had some trouble on this one last time. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try something. I saw this last time. There's this little area off here when you're on the section with the ice coming at you. It's off here to the right. What is this? I don't think it's anything. The end. That's what that is. Oh, I did get up there with the shell before, huh? I think I did. I think that's why those coins were grabbed last time. I didn't see them last time. Yeah, I think you would need the shell to get up there probably, but I don't know if it gets you anywhere. You can't go otherwise. Oh shit, you're just gonna die in the freezing water, Mario. What a fool. Alright guys, I need some answers. Where's this ice house? Where's the igloo? Oh, it finally killed me. Man alive. Yeah, that's a good question, Nick. You know, I think I'll kind of go off of what I remember from early playthroughs and then now. I would say Hazy Maze Cave always... it's, you know, it was hard to learn the structure of that one, and every time I play the game, I have to relearn it, basically. I would say, though, that's very intentional, in fact, with a lot of these levels, that, you know, they're not trying to make the level super easy to get from all points to every other point, you know. So, like, you know, I certainly get it, or it feels by design most of the time. This one feels kind of strange. I think some of it is that I just can't imagine that a lot of players don't spend some time like I have at one or two of those invisible walls, like the one close to this ice. Yeah, like here, you know, like I'm sure I'm not the only person who thought, well, clearly you're supposed to jump off of these guys. They wouldn't put them here if it weren't for that. But I don't really think that there's anything to that. I think it's, yeah, just coins there. I think Wet Dry World is a really strange layout, but I think it actually I appreciate it. I think I feel like it gets a lot of hate, doesn't it? Like a lot of people dislike it, but I have to say that it is very strange in that having that extra little portion with the town and stuff, that can feel kind of disconnected. There's certain aspects of that level that do feel, well, again, very like maze-like, or, you know, I sometimes forget what's up with the switches, or, you know, oh, there's a couple things that, where I get into the elevator, I'm like, wait, what's supposed to happen here? You know, when you're using that lift in that level. And I actually, it's a strange one, but I think it's also, so much of it is by design, and I think it's like I think it also is yeah, you know, it's supposed to be a little confusing, and Lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, how about you? Any levels that feel kind of strange or? You know what's interesting is that I was actually thinking about this earlier today and the way in which these levels are used versus the games that were really built off of, that kind of stand on Mario 64's shoulders, like, you know, your Banjo-Kazooies, your Donkey Kong 64s, your, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if you're just naming the Nintendo 64 stuff, you got a bunch of examples, but I think like a game like Donkey Kong 64, it's interesting how they would design those levels and really play on that aspect of living in the level versus specific missions. And I think that that's a really interesting way that they did it in Donkey Kong 64. You know, clearly, like, they had this as something to think about once this game came out, and everybody who was making platformers at that time has talked about, that this was the standard. Now, they've shown us what sorts of things are possible. Now let's take this new 3D platforming genre to the next level. You know, and I think Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, some of the stuff on PlayStation at that time would and into PS2 and stuff would do the same. And yeah, I think I don't know, it's really interesting how those games did something where you can use Donkey Kong 64 as the example of those I'm the most familiar with. But yeah, again, you had very big levels, and so much of it really was like you need to get out there and explore every nook and cranny. And I will say that exists in this game to an extent, but I think Rareware would be able to really expand upon that idea of having a world that it's there and you can run around within it. There's no time limit like this game. How nice is that, right? That is a big change. You know, that's a change from a more traditional Mario experience. It taught you to take your time with levels and to live within them. And I think, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, others would really expand on that to the point where I came to appreciate like the layout of those levels a lot. You know, I don't know. It's because you had to get out and explore every inch of it and do it with several different Kongs, and some of them might let you get to different parts, etc. I felt that those levels were so big and expansive, and it was kind of a joy to explore them. This game has some of that as well. I think, you know where I think this game does that the best? The Red Coin Challenge. And any of those challenges that don't require like a quick, well, not necessarily quick, but go beat this thing or go find, go to this hard to get place and hit a box and you get a star. There's other challenges like the Red Coin challenges that it really, you have to get out and explore the whole level. There's some of those that like require you to go find like a few places and maybe a number pops up and you have to find 4 or 5 of those or something. And then, you get your star. There's a couple examples, like there's one in, was it Little Big World or whatever? Big Little World. There's one, they're elsewhere too. But yeah, where you have to go and like find a certain number of hidden areas or something. And I think it's those stars that kind of interest me, because that would be where some of those collectathons would really, or was that the name of the genre or whatever? Oh yeah, like sometimes used as a derogatory term, but I think that's kind of where they would. Where the baton would get passed to is those games. And right? Because those feel different when you do those levels, either a red coin or 100 coin challenge. Sorry, I should have even meant that's an even better example of having to go everywhere in the level. But yeah, like when you do those challenges, it's interesting because it is a little bit of a break from the rest of the challenges, which are mostly go defeat this character or get yourself up to this probably kind of high place. And then there's a star waiting for you as your reward, you know, like feels like a lot of the other missions, if you can call them that, are more like that, you know. So I appreciate when the game breaks that up some. Yeah. I might have to get a break, actually. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, I'll do that in just a little bit. Dire Docs, yeah. It is. Yeah, it's a strange... I think it's hard to wrap your head around. I think the frustration of falling down, you know, those falling down, you know, it's kind of a tiered sort of level. So, of course, it sucks to fall down, and yeah. You know, yesterday, like, you know, I brought this up. Yeah, somebody asked about favorite portion of the game. And I am really enjoying this middle and last portion of the game a lot more, these last couple playthroughs. And I have to admit, I think as a kid, and as, you know, I only played through it all the way a few times, but I did it at one point, like maybe early young adulthood, you know, it was like one of those first times in several years, and I'm playing it while I'm at college or something. And I had that sense that, man, as a kid and now, I'm feeling like the game peters out a little bit. But I don't know if that's the game or if that's sometimes just that I'm so enchanted with that first portion up to that first Bowser fight and then getting into the basement and stuff. Like, you know, I think that's on me. I know heresy, right? Can't say things like this. Well, guys, I got to get myself a little break. Maybe you should take one too. I'll take a good one. I'll get the refills and all that. So, snack. But yeah, this is cool. Thank you so much for hanging, guys. Happy Friday. I'm gonna get a little break and we'll figure out what to do for this Power Star. Yeah. Thanks for hanging. This penguin is she's getting her revenge right now, man. She's watching us run around this level, not knowing where to go. Look at that heinous act from Mario up there. Just a mid-action shot of the penguin on its way down. Sick stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get a break. I'll see you back here in just a bit. Thank you so much for hanging, guys. Happy Friday. I'm glad it's the weekend. See you in a bit. BRB. Hello, good to see you, gamers. Happy Friday. What's up and welcome to the Gaming Lifestyle Lounge. We're getting it on, baby. Mario 64. This penguin's getting a revenge for the heinous acts committed by Mario. If you know, again, I wouldn't want anybody to admit to having committed a crime in the past, but I don't know anything about statute of limitations, but I'll be the first one to say I killed this penguin. I took it over to the edge. I dropped it off. I didn't just do it one time. You know, there were multiple instances of it. I'm not proud of it. And I'd probably feel a whole lot better if somebody else could admit to this too, but you know, it's okay. I'll take one for the team on this. I don't want to put you guys in any kind of trouble or, you know, legal issues. Let me deal with that. Anybody could do this. Anybody could step up into these shoes. So let me just take one for the team. Ichigo mentioning the, oh yeah, back to, you know, kind of strange layout of levels. And we gotta vote for Dire. Yeah. Yeah, it's a, hold on, let me refresh real quick. There it is. Okay. Sorry, I'm having issues with my chat. Well, yeah, I was trying to read Ichigo's message. Dire Docs, you swim through a tunnel and discover a submarine. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sweet, right? The exploration pays off. I think those water levels, it is really interesting how they make some of the exploration pay off for you in those water levels. I think I was noticing that with Dire. I will say it is a tragedy that a lot of these coins have such bad pop-in at certain points. You know, one regret for the game. You know, of course, there's a few, but they're very minor. And honestly, it's interesting. Again, it seems like this game really came down to the wire deadline. I mean, they had already missed some dev deadlines and needed more time, and the changes made between the Japanese and English version make me think that I don't know, I think they it is almost always some level of it being a rush job. What the fuck? Sorry, I think it's just the pipes running, but suddenly a very loud noise just filled the room. Like, what the hell is that? I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. I doubt you can. Yeah. Oh, okay. Huh. Let me see. Yeah, it should be the same thing. Let's see what's up. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I think it's the same. Yeah, interesting. All kinds of tech difficulties. Sorry, guys. It is. One second. I see that it seems like there's a bunch of, hold on. Yeah, I think the like hum is even coming through for you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. Holy shit, it's loud. What is that? I don't know if my upstairs neighbors are, it's just water, I guess. just the pipes. I think it was just the pipes filling up, but it sounded so loud. Because I heard it when a valve, you know, like when a valve turned, I heard the shut off and heard it all stop and stuff. And like, yeah. Could be. Somebody's taking a huge slam. The pipes are calling. Yeah, it sounded like a vuvuzela or something. Like, that was awesome. All right, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am. All right, so we got this big snowman guy, and I don't remember what we're supposed to do. I did get up there to where he talks to us. How'd you know, Tater? I got to bet. I got to try to work Vuvuzela into a conversation this week. Yeah. He's your guy. He'll come over and fix your pipes and let's see. Can I get to do the Marios? I don't know. Might be too tough.
Uh-oh. Looks like we've got company.
Got some raiders coming in. We'll give them a second to get in. Welcome, welcome. Noom, what's happening? Welcome, raiders. Welcome. Come on in. Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome. Raiders. How you guys doing? Happy Friday. What's going on? Hey, those of you watching, if you don't follow New Music, you should really check him out. Give the follow. It's that's the easiest click you're gonna make today. Yeah, what were you playing? Some NES World Championships. Oh, cool. Very cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, I caught you playing some of that the other day. Oh, I really want to get around to that one sometime. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, welcome, Raiders. Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome. We're working through Mario 64. It's a 120 star run, but it's going to take another couple of years to wrap it up at this pace. So it's good to see you guys. How you doing? I just beat Chrono Trigger earlier this week, and I feel like I'm still on a spiritual high. You know, like it's you know, it just I understand my place in the world. And I'm at peace with it. Yeah. Oh, very cool. A little Yoshi's Island. Nice, man. Yeah. Oh, awesome, dude. Yeah. That game's so fun. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Thank you.
It's a new follower.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Should I say Silos? Don't want to make a mockery of your name. Welcome. Nice. Got it. All right. Silos. All right. Welcome. Got it. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I love Yoshi's Island, and I've been wanting to play that NES championships one. But yeah, so when you say just wrapping up, what are you shooting for with that? Or I guess you were, just wrapping up the sesh. But yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Sometimes you shoot and you miss, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to try. I mean, I like a lot of the games that it covers, and some of them a few of them I haven't played. So yeah, that'd be fun. Just everybody they'll have all the streamers playing it. Working on Tide World Records. Oh, very cool. That's fun. Yeah, good luck. He wants to be the very best. You know, he's gonna make it there someday. That's cool that it's supported with weekly challenges and stuff. I have to admit, I've only seen a very little of the game, and I've been thinking about getting around to it. But yeah, it looks fun. Oh, hello. Have you, you've probably worked through Yoshi's Island before, huh? 156 challenges from 13 NES games. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the list of the games again. Let me pull that up real quick. I know I've seen some of the place, like, which I have to admit, so I wasn't really tuned in. I had to kind of taken a bit of a gaming, like new gaming media, and I just didn't really know what was coming out. I had a little hiatus for several years, like during the Wii U period and stuff, and I guess they were even doing a World Championships, you know, since it was this or that anniversary of those tournaments. I guess they were even doing that on the Wii U, and yeah, I never knew about that. And let's see, what was I? Yeah, this is sweet. Well, I've got the official Nintendo propaganda website, which, you know, of course, that's well, let's see. I just want an easy list. I'm a terrible broadcaster. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Very helpful. Is this gonna... Let me copy that and put it in something we can see together. Get a little music and something rolling too. I want to see this leadership. I want to see the leaderboard. All right, what are the games you can play? I'd love to see a list of those games too. This is sweet. Hellspeedrun.com. Very comprehensive. First playthrough. Oh, cool. Of Yoshi's Island. That's it's such a fun game. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I played through it, and I didn't it's funny because I didn't know that I was somewhat close-ish to beating it at the time that I stopped. And I don't know what it was that got me to stop playing. I think I was just pretty busy at the time, and I held on to it was a friend and neighbor's cartridge. He had let me borrow it, and that was one of those regrets. I had a couple of items when we did our big move, you know, and we've had a couple since then. But there were a couple of items that sort of haunted me for several years, and I was like, I want, you know, I'd see them every now and then. I'm like, I got to get this back to that person. Yeah, you really got to do that when you're not thinking of, you know, like, but it was always when I'm on the way to do something else, or so it didn't get done. But I did eventually send that cartridge back. So that one's, you know, I had to make amends for that one. Sorry about that. A bad neighbor. All right, so just to, I want to keep talking about NES World. I'm going to say it different each time. World NES Championship, NES World. Yeah, I'm working on getting the last star for this one, except for the 100 coin. And I'll show you guys what we're looking at here. Clue you in. Yeah, so I found a cool little website. So we're playing the Shindo Pack version of this game, which is a Rumble Pack version that came out in Japan a year after the original release. So this is 1997 that this one releases. There's some interesting quirks to this particular version of the game. Yeah, Shindo. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, right? Isn't that what it is? Shindo Pack, you know. But yeah, it's yeah. So right. Instead of everyone's favorite line, let's see. It's here somewhere. No. Okay. So we actually did say so long to Gay Bowser, and we got instead bye-bye, and the backwards long jumps are patched out as well, which I'm not, I've never done a speed run before, but I'm leaving that open. I'm hitting my late 30s. It feels a little bit like I'm giving in to time and to death if I say like, oh, I'm never going to speed run this game. So I'm still reserving that. I'm not ready to just give up. So even though if I'm not ready to play it now, like someday I want to do like a 16-star run, or who knows? Yeah, we're working on the Into the Igloo on the right-hand column there. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Noom. I got to read that list. Yeah, we're in Into the Igloo. I also love that it's Fua-Fua-san's house. But yeah, this has been interesting. It took some of the changes that were made to the English, for the North American release of this game, which I was just saying before you guys got in here. A lot of games are like this, but it seems like they were really up against the deadline with the Japanese release of this, because that original Japanese game, there's a lot of stuff that if you're used to playing the North American release or European releases, etc., non-Japanese stuff, there's a lot of things that were added. A lot of it is small. But I noticed it was a lot of things like a victory chime for like solving this or that puzzle. But there were it did range up to some pretty interesting differences. So yeah, check out the cutting room floor if you want to see that stuff, if you're interested in it. But yeah, the North American version did add a few sounds. It added VO for Peach, which I didn't I think I was just seeing that the other day, which I didn't realize. So I guess if you're playing the original Japanese version, yeah, I actually, as I say that, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But all that is to say, this Shindo Pack version has those changes made that were made for the North American version. And then it's like the Japanese kind of inserted back into that. So with that being said, yeah, Peach's thing at the beginning is, English VO and yeah. Thank you for that list, New Mario 1, 2, and 3. This is what's in our Nintendo World Championships. Yes, here it is. NES edition. Mario 1, 2, and 3. Okay, awesome. Zelda 1 and 2. Yeah, Metroid. Balloon Fight. And then so all those I've played a lot of up until we get to Kid Icarus, and it's like I barely touched. A little. I have played some of the Kirby NES. That's cool. I want to do a full playthrough of that. Yeah. Ice Climber a little bit. I didn't play that one as a kid. I never knew it existed. I think Smash Bros was like my first introduction, which is a great way to learn about games. So, and Donkey Kong. Yeah, right. Awesome. That's cool. So I guess the NES version of, yeah, that's cool. I like that version of the game. I think it also has the... And Super Mario Brothers 2 Japan. Oh, cool. So, yeah, a little Lost Levels action. SMBJ2. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm working on the last one here. Sorry. And I was totally just hanging out and getting lost in the level. But yeah, we're working on the one that's, I think, called Into the Igloo. And at this point, I am kind of curious, like, if anybody has a general pointing in the direction of. I've gotten all these before, but it's, you know, I haven't played the game a million times, so I still Some of it is in here, core memories, but some of the stars I never got because I didn't get 120 stars in this game until I did the last playthrough of this that I did a couple years ago. And prior to that, you know, I was only playing it I was playing it since it came out, but was after the 64 era was only playing it, you know, every handful of years, putting a lot of time in between. So it's funny. It's like it's still like I recognize most things, but there's still things, I don't know, there's still like a few surprises, which I can appreciate. I love some Excite Bike. I love punching the wall and sitting myself down. I don't think we go up there. So the Snowman said something to us, but rude. But I couldn't remember if he said that on previous, you know, levels as well. There's nothing good happening here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Game's a little low sometimes. I guess when he's punching and stuff, that's different, but they crank that up just a smidge. Yeah, so this is part 19 of a 19-part series. That honestly, when I started it, I did it more as a joke to myself of like, you know, my God, who does a 19-part series? But you know, once we hit number one, I couldn't stop, and it's all Japanese Nintendo 64 games. Here's one of them. This is the only one handy. The others are just over there. But yeah, it was just, you know, cartridge only. It was an eBay lot altogether, and I got a really good price on a 19 game set. Just loose carts, baby, and at that point, I bought that, and that was my sort of getting back into the Nintendo 64 since, I mean, really, like, since its original era. You know, I would continue to play it like a little bit into the GameCube and stuff, but by the end of the GameCube era, I don't remember what happened, but my 64 is gone, maybe sold or something. But so, you know, it was just really cool for the first time since then, doing something other than like playing Mario 64 on the Wii, which, you know, something like the Wii had been kind of my retro machine. That sort of tied me into those years. But yeah, it was sweet to get this 64. I bought one at a local shop, and then just got like a 3D printed cartridge. And yeah, thanks Noom. Yeah, I got this like little 3D printed cartridge slot that it was super cheap, but it lets you, you know, fit both Japanese and North American games in there without having to do anything to the carts or having to go in and like break anything. And it was with the screwdriver, with the game bit or whatever, it was easy enough to make it happen. So honestly, I'm glad I did that. It was like I hadn't thought about how much I knew it, but I hadn't felt how much these games meant to me, some of them, since that original era. So it's, you know, all jokes aside, it's been an emotional ride, and it's taken me back to a time that I hadn't thought much about. And like, you know, 64 was really like my first kind of coming into my own as a little bit older as a you know, game enjoyer, I guess. It was the first system that was mine and not like my big sister's, you know. And I also hadn't had a new console since the NES, and I had been rocking the NES hard for years. I had to go to friends' houses to play like, you know, the 16-bit stuff, which was, you know, I was just always so excited to get my hands on a Super NES or Genesis. Yeah, Game Shark will do it. Yeah, there's a few options. There's They also sell some similar things to basically Game Shark without all the cool stuff that'll, you know, it's a stacker kind of thing. Just for the purpose of region swapping. And but yeah, it was I'm glad I'm glad that worked out. And again, I'd forgotten how much these games meant to me, and like some of the early ones were like Yoshi's Story, and there's a lot of really good stuff in it. There were a couple of duds. And then a few, like, you get the whole series, which you may or may not like, you know. But let's see if I can do it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start Mario 64. You had both 64 Zeldas, so you had Ocarina, Majora's Mask. Let's see, we did Mario. I don't know why I started counting on my thumb. I hate that. And then you just got to keep the pinky down. It's stupid. It's stupid as hell. All right, number 5. All right, that doesn't matter. There were some good ones. There were the 3 Pokemon stadiums were in there. Well, the Japanese 1, 2, and 3, and 1 never came out in North. I didn't even know about this at all until I'm looking into it once I got it. But there was a Pokemon Stadium release in Japan that never came out here, and it doesn't. You can't even use all 150 Pokemon in the game to battle. You can see them rendered. And it has mini games, I believe, and but yeah, their Pokemon Stadium 2 that would have the full, you know, you can see all 151, and the one that would come here as Pokemon Stadium, yeah, there in Japan it's 2. So it's I didn't know this saga at all until. So yeah, through this it got me. I was always interested in regional differences and stuff, but it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. And Donkey Kong 64 was one that I had never played before. It was first time playing, and I really liked it. I don't know that I would recommend someone trying to 102% it on the first try, unless you're a bit of a glutton for punishment, but, you know, go for it. Shit, I don't know where this star is. Maybe I should just go to a different level and get some easy stars and come back to this one. I don't know where it is, so let's move on. I don't want to just run around ranting. It's nice to accomplish something in the game. Shut that window. Nobody needs to hear what's going on in here. All right, let's see. Let's get ourselves up to the... So we're looking good in this playthrough. Other than that star there and the 100 coin star for that level, all the levels prior are clear. 100 star and everything. We've been taking our time with it, but yeah, it's... Let me go to a different level. Let's open up something new, and I'll just save what's left at Snowman's Land. I gotta get out of there. So let's hit up Wet Dry for a bit. I mean, it's right here. What is this? Or is this bidi no mameri? The font gets me sometimes, but is that futo at the end? Let's see. I've got a resource right here. Let's check it out. Ba bam bam ba bam bam. Let's see. Next one. Yep, here it is. Bidi no mame rifuto. Rifto. Yeah, rifto. Lifts. Electrified tiny lifts. Shocking arrow lifts. Nice. Okay, well, let's get shocked. That's a good question. Oh, sorry. Let me cut you guys in on this. That's a good question. Yeah. It's interesting to see these differences, you know. Like I said, I'm glad they show that direct translation and then show what the, you know, what our localization says. So I think it can be, I think that there are, throughout it, there's been a time or two I've thought one or the other was better. I can't say that I've noticed a preference really, but it is interesting. Like in that last, there was a level in that last one that was Koopa something, and what was it? Koopa's Lost Shell or something? It was, no, I'm not seeing it now, actually. Never mind. Doesn't exist. I don't know, something we saw earlier. There was a mention of something about a Koopa shell, and it wasn't actually, it wasn't listed in the localization here. So yeah, we were talking about levels that you think the layout's kind, you know, this isn't necessarily like negative, but maybe you found the layout a bit weird or strange. I know Wet Dry World gets listed a lot. I love the skybox. I love too that it's like you're underwater with the skybox, like, you know, as well, you know, this. Oh man, this is good stuff. Oh, cool. CeeLo's now nice. Nintendo World Champion. You got so the deluxe set. Yeah, I was about to say, Nick, you ordered that, right? I think you were telling us that you got that one. Maybe this is your call to get that game rolling sometime. Come here. This is your call. You're calling, yeah. That stuff looks really cool. Cool to see that, you know, sometimes a deluxe set is, you know, well done. I don't really know what I'm trying to do. I know it said, it mentioned the lift. But in the moment, I was just, freestyling. Oh, it's around here that Mario was in that God Milk commercial too. It's a mock-up of this level, kind of, but I don't think the real place. Oh shit! I suppose you gotta lower the water. No. Where's that star? I thought I saw one in there. Let's get up and see what... I don't remember what the deal is. Get up there one more time. Oh, I didn't realize you'd already done it. Well, okay, sorry. Sorry about that, buddy. Can you... I don't remember where the ramp takes you to. Let's see. Does that get you up to the second level? Yeah, okay. You can move this, right? Is that right? Oh. Got the box there. Yeah, you know, it's funny because some of the stuff in this level, I think, it is one of those levels that I think I have to fumble through a little more sometimes. Remember, that guy will throw your ass. Yeah. I didn't realize that there was a connection there to yeah, having to use NSO and... You know, it's interesting. I mentioned yesterday, I guess with the Switch 2, right? The big focus will be on GameCube. I'm supposing that they're going to bring like those other consoles that were already out on the Switch, right? Oh shoot. I'm just kind of curious, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna get a Switch 2 for a while. I think I can wait on it. I have such a backlog of games I really want to play. Some really, you know, well-known franchises I haven't even touched yet. So much stuff on 8, 16, 32, 64-bit, etc. I just got the Wii working somewhat recently, so that's exciting. And therefore, I can play GameCube stuff again. There is you can get inside there and like wall kick your way up if we drain it, I think. Let's do that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that there's enough on it, you know, to still have a good time and everything. And yeah, it is interesting. It's just tough because it's just like everything, you know. I think it's difficult to know when content is worth paying for via some kind of microtransaction or something. I don't think it's an all or nothing, but man, as someone who doesn't do it often, it is sometimes I have that like I don't know, that moment when you realize that just by the numbers, like how much the percentage of folks who play games who are just, you know, having made a microtransaction in the last, you know, however long. And I remember seeing some stats a while back and just like a money amount too. And it's crazy how much money goes through that. And like how, of course, just, you know, again, it's like, to me, it's not an all or nothing thing. I think that it, you know, right. I understand that ways of paying for games change and like, you know, people expect a level of like live service and stuff as well. So I'm just trying to keep it 55th Street. Sid, how you doing, man? Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Happy Friday, man. Yeah, I remember that, Nick. That was really, yeah. That's crushing. It's you know, it's a lot of people's only way to play, you know, which I think it is convenient having it out there, like we have it in the living room, our Switch and stuff, and because all my retro stuff is here plugged up so I can stream with it, and, you know, it all needs to go through the retro tink and stuff. So yeah, yeah, good to see you too, Sid. Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. Welcome. Hope your week's going okay. And I'm just running around like a fool. I think I needed to like swim into it, or let's see. This will let me get down to it. Oh, right. Ow! That's right. And then I can... Yeah, you could just do the single wall kick, I guess, or... I guess that's what they want you to do, but I think you can do this. And get yourself killed. That's the basic idea. Holy sh... Oh yeah, the flagpole glitch. Yeah, I've seen it done. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever pulled it off myself, but yeah, I'm familiar with it. Oh. Oh, I don't want to be in here like this. That's funny. Yeah, that's not going to work. What I need to do is be able to, I saw, yeah, when it comes down, I need to ride down with it and then get inside and get on the other side of the fence. Oh, that's cool. I feel like that's a good party trick too. Should you ever find yourself in a situation where you know, Super Mario Bros is up on the telly and you find yourself in possession of the controller, I feel that's a good one to we're gonna get killed if we take this ride here. I feel like that'd be a good party trick. Jumping the flagpole. That's cool. I've been curious about that, but as with the oh, what are you doing? Don't do this. You learned this already. You deserve that. Sorry, I was saying that to myself, not Mario. He doesn't deserve that. Flagpole. Flagpole sitter. All right. This is so I always think this when I'm accidentally in the most of the time I'm wanting to be in this camera mode. Lucky to, but I guess the tight shot here on Mario. Does it? This one saves. I could see that. Things do seem to run a bit quicker. That's funny. Never knew that. Yeah. Are you talking about the frame? Sorry, you're talking about Super Mario Bros, huh? With the flagpole. My bad. Yeah. All that stuff is so crazy. Yeah, all that, having, like, watched a little bit of Summoning Salt, and I enjoy his vids a lot. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. He did a great explanation of someone else's explanation of frame rules. Do. Do you speedrun Mario 1? Yeah, I appreciate the dedication to learning the trick. So yeah, I'm kind of curious if so you know, you were talking about the flagpole and stuff, and I guess I was just curious, you know, not that you'd have to learn it because you're speedrunning or anything, but for Super Mario Brothers 1, are you yeah, you was that part of the reason to learn it? Or just for the love of the game, you know? Yeah, Super Mario Bros, yeah. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. Do. Oh, cool. Nice. Oh, shit. That's right. We got to do this again. We died. How could I forget? That's it. That's cool. And it's interesting because I guess some glitches were patched out, or I guess there was an attempt to get a lot of stuff out of those games, huh? Since so many of those games, you know, people have long, like, figured out all these tricks with the physics and, you know. Guys, give me just 1 second, sorry. I gotta clear my throat. Nobody needs to witness this. Yeah, thanks for the break. Sorry. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Pretty sweet trick nonetheless. You know, it's funny because it's fascinating to me that Super Mario Bros., the speedrun community for it is still so big, and it's interesting that, you know, it's popular with folks significantly younger than those of us who kind of played it, you know, at least during the NES era and stuff. And just like Super Mario 64, it's really fascinating to me that it's, I think it's, you know, a lot of that is speedrunning, right? Is its popularity with generations that didn't experience the 64 originally. And yeah. Honestly, you know, there's a part of me that's like, hey, that feels kind of nice, you know. It's a there's a validation of okay, yeah, it ain't just nostalgia, okay? It's but with that comes, it's fascinating. With that comes these totally different contexts of having first been introduced to the game, first playing it, first seeing it played or whatever, first playing it, just these totally different contexts that it's just, I'm always interested in hearing like how people came to a game, or, you know, there's like a little story there with all that, you know, with each person there's like a a little something, you know. So it's you know, my context being like having, you know, played it so long at its demo in Walmart that I got left by my dad for a few minutes. He'd asked me a couple times or told me it was time to go, but this was me playing the Mario 64 demo, you know, like demo kiosk or whatever at Walmart, up on the screen, up on the, like, yeah, way up there, several feet in the air, giving my neck a cramp to like turn and play the game and stuff. And he had come around a few times. All right, it's time to go. And I was like, oh, sure, whatever. You know, I got to do this right now. I'm too busy exploring a 3D world right now, Dad. You don't understand. Whatever you've got going on can wait. All right. So yeah, he left, but it was to teach a lesson. It was a quick. He just went to a Hardee's in the parking lot to get a drink, and came back about 10 minutes later. So lesson learned. Couple lessons learned. Yeah. I was saying yesterday that the most important lesson learned was that the Nintendo 64 is that good, and it's worth, you know, losing your family over. And then after that, I did listen a little bit better if I was told to it's time to go. I didn't want to get left after that. I realized that was going to be really kind of inconvenient, you know. Yeah. You can't understand, old man. I mentioned this the other day, but I feel like my dad is a gamer in need. and I really don't know what I can do to help him out with this, because he's getting on up there, and he's not quite as tech savvy, and his computer situation kind of sucks. He's using this old computer from, I mean, it's over 10 years. It's got to be over 10 years old. Maybe 15. Maybe more. I don't know. Yeah. Sir Sid got left playing Soul Calibur at a flea market. Heck yeah, dude. Any regrets there? Just minor ones, you know? I'm going so slow in this level. Do. It's crazy to me, the level that these, you know, that speed running is just, oh shoot, don't do that. Things really, the information just gets so refined. And I was thinking about this the other day, like, some people don't realize that if you put a summoning salt video on for someone that wasn't really, you know, playing a lot of games, or someone who may not be aware of like the amount of video game media that's online, I feel like they would see that, and there would be a high level of absurdity to it all, almost like a, wow, I can't believe they did all this for a video game. And it's just, I don't know, I think I'm still really thankful that it's all, you know, to have watched some of it unfold. Although, you know, I missed a lot of this. Damn it! You got to go fast. Oh, I can just drop down and be ready for it. It's not going to come back now, is it? You son of a... Yeah, that's interesting, yeah. Having just gotten a little bit of experience with like the SMB speedrunning community, only by way of watching a video or two. Yeah, some of that, it seems familiar, but yeah, these terms you're using for the, I guess these are techniques, or maybe a specific spot of Super Mario Brothers, you know, 2 Japanese version. But yeah, I don't recognize those names and stuff, and it's that level of granularity that I think some people just have no idea, man, and it makes me realize too the limits of my knowledge, and I'm bound to like some of these games that I may have played for a really long time, and I feel like I know it kind of well, and then it's like, yeah, oh no, there's levels to all this, bucko. Okay, will this be the one? The differences between the characters for that game is interesting. I did, having not played a whole lot of, you know, Lost Levels, whatever, Mario 2, having not played a whole lot of it, I was, yeah, I think like the playing it as a kid, I remember I got to one of those levels where it's a wind level, and I think I just did not get that there was a wind situation. I think because I would jump really high, or there's this one where there's a spring or something, and you do go high and very far. But there's another section where there's like wind, and I think my dumb little kid brain at the time just didn't really get what was going on, and so I would get to it and I'd be like, I know that they wouldn't make this to where it can't be beaten, but I don't see what you're supposed to do here. Yeah, I would doubt that I made it that far as a kid. I've never beaten that game. Shoot. I need to be faster. Doobie. I've beaten the original Mario Bros. And I love 3. I've played 3 a lot. And I'm pretty good for a casual at 3. Guess I could just go in. Get in there, buddy. That was not fast. But it worked. Come on. Play something nice. Finally. Star number 81 was a doozy. Hey, thanks for hanging, guys. Happy Friday. Sid, I saw your thing about the hands cramping up. Sorry, I don't know if I got to that or mentioned it. Yeah. Yes, over 2/3. Yeah, look at us. 81. Hey, just yesterday we were at 69. Oh. I bet you could handle 3. If you Nah, my brother. Here's the thing. It's persistence, you know? Like, and if you weren't... Were you drilling those games as a kid or anything? Because I feel like with 3, I only beat it a couple times as a kid, and it did often require, like... You know, it was like kind of leaning on the P-wing and some other stuff. Maybe using a warp whistle or something, but... or both warp whistles, going to World 7 and hoping for the best, you know? That was hard to do when you didn't have the setup and all the items and things from all the previous worlds. But yeah. I think if you're... The way that you knock out Mega Man, you could get through it. Find a place where you can get a bunch of lives and use that as your crutch to get you through the you know, those first couple times you're shooting for it. And I think that's a good strat to really, you know, and then you'll get to the point where you don't even have to do that anymore. But yeah, there's a couple spots kind of early you can get yourself a bunch of extra lives. And that's right, the meme number. That was yesterday's stream. One more in here? Water bug level. Wow, we didn't do the electric. The electric lift. The electric slide. The electric lift is what it's called in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario? Doom, doom, doom. NES Game Genie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of them could be... I do remember that. Sometimes it being a tight fit. I remember really liking the Game Genie aesthetic of... I was talking about this the other day, but basically they would just do the like LED... You know, they'd just go through the wavelength and like have the cursor be... You know, just glowing rainbow colors, and it was a cool little effect. I felt like I was being... Well, I was going to say serviced by a Game Genie, and sure, I stand by that. I felt like I was being serviced by a Game Genie. It was magical. Biddy-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. But yeah, it was a tight fit. That was quite a tight fit. Oh, absolutely. What was funny is when the codes would go, when everything would go wrong, you know, like but then sometimes you'd scare the shit out of yourself with the like terrible chord that would be struck by the game freezing, you know, and It's just the most terrifying, synth chord. And where are we supposed to go in this one? Ivanda. Spot number 1. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Walk the plank. Bidoo-bidoo-doo. Oh, what are you doing, Mario? So I've really just tried to force the issue with this controller, this replaced stick that I'm using. It's pretty good, but I think with first-person shooters, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Honestly, it's a little tough with racing games. I found myself kind of doing a lot of sharp cuts and having to play that way instead of any smooth movements, but sometimes that's how racing games are. It's easier to just click the stick or, do sort of clacks. What's this? Oh, good. Right. I was going back to see it. Ichigo's, I'm a big fat phony. And Tater's calling him out a skinny phony. I was gonna say, what's going on here? Wait, what did I miss? Boom game, boom game, boom game. Mario, how embarrassing. How cringe. Alright, here we go. That's not a word I use that often. Mostly because I usually want to say cringy if I if I'm trying to use that word. That's a star for us. So why about it? I like how that platform just rotates so fast. Why so cringy? I'm tired of screwing up. That platform is a going. You know what's funny is I was talking about this the other day, but some people talk about this game and they talk about how freaky it is with the liminal spaces, etc., and platforms out in the middle of nowhere, levels just floating and skyboxes that don't make sense. But it's interesting because as I play it more in this playthrough, I'm also thinking of how in some ways, to me, I'm feeling that this is an extension of something like what you get in Mario 3, which lots of times those levels don't make any sense in terms of there's tons of floating platforms, things out in the middle of nowhere, backgrounds that are like fun, but sometimes are a little nonsensical or like, what the fuck's going on, and I don't know. I feel like this game, I know some people don't like the aspect of like sort of an objective system with the stars being a mission or something. But I feel like it is as I play it more, I'm realizing like, yeah, it's right there. Like this, a lot of the old Mario games, it was very similar, like, tiny platforms, stuff floating that doesn't, geography that doesn't necessarily make sense, things sometimes standing, sometimes falling, a sense of being out in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is actually a good translation of that, a continuation of that. Yeah. Boonap, boonap, boonap. I would say something like Yoshi's Island was, a little in a different direction. That's starting to get into that kind of like a, where levels would be wide open and you're collecting things. There's some sort of, with those red coins, especially some of that kind of felt like playing a Donkey Kong Country game or something, you know? Just needed to explore the whole level. Yeah, I forget where the real world location is. We should look it up. But yeah, this is actually a picture edited, and yeah, it's like a UNESCO. Let me see what's up. Give me 1 second. Mario 64 background. Let's see. Dire. All right. What is this level? This is shit. Is this Dire Dogs? I always forget my levels. Wet Dry World. Thank you, Wet Dry. Yeah, to the internet. So I'm probably wrong. I have seen it before, but I'm not remembering what it is. I want to say it's like maybe I should just not say it until I know. Background. So here we go. Give me 1 second. I'll zoom in on this for everybody, or I'll get this pulled up for us. Shit. This producer sucks. Doobie doobie doobie. You guys want to see? Bidda doo 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 doo. This isn't Wet Dry. Or what are we doing? Yeah. Wet Dry World. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so what was I seeing? Yes. The skybox for this course is composited from altered photos of Shibam, which is a city in Yemen. The red building near the top is the Mosque of Muhammad Ali in Cairo, Egypt. Before this discovery was made, it was believed to be the hillside town of Caceres, Spain, due to the similar building layout. Caceres, Spain, due to the similar building layout. Interesting. I need more details. Oh shit, you guys aren't seeing this. Why? Why is it frozen for you? Well, I had something pulled up, but I guess the capture was frozen. Anyway, I read it aloud to you. You've got ears or captions on. There it is. Far Out. I like it. I like Far Out. I used it the other day, unironically, on Discord, you know? Far Out. The secret with any of those things is variance, right? Like you really just got to vary it up. If it becomes your, oh, cool, oh, and even cool, right? If I just only reply with cool, it gets old. Oh yeah, awesome. Nice, right? Same with something like Far Out. It's like specific situations. And if you really, I think if you toss it in at the right moment, you don't overuse it, I feel like your effect is going to be bigger, you know? It might take a while for me to get to the Nintendo World Championships because I don't see it happening in the near future because I don't have the Switch in here. I'm going to be sticking to the stuff that I have already plugged up, and but yeah, I just now saw that comment. Sorry. Yeah, and it's I want to try it sometime, but I don't know. It's funny. I think I'm taking the step to Earthbound next week. It's either that and or we play a little bit more Mario 64, but I think I'd like to start Earthbound, and I would like to get the Switch in here at some point too. I gotta also be sensitive to it's out there in the living room. It's one of our only ways. It's one of our easiest ways to play. I don't know. It sucks. Our situation right now, we basically use our Switch as our YouTube machine, and our overheating PlayStation 4 is like with the streaming services and stuff. It's not ideal. Yeah, we're going for 120 Ichigo. Let's see what we can do. We're going. I want to take this thing far out, but that would not. That's what I was saying earlier. That would not be a good time to use it. Doesn't really fit there, you know. Oh, geez, Louise. Let me go to our BRB. Wait, one second. I don't want to go straight to BRB. I want to go here. Thanks for hanging, guys. We're chilling. We watched the penguin get its revenge. Honestly, it had me running around, not knowing where to go. I'm still not really sure where that 1 star is, but that's all good. We're working a wet, dry world. Yeah. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your week's been good. It was a long one for me, but it feels good to settle in, play some games. I think I'm going to get one last break. And, what? Is that back, Sid? I think I'm going to get one last break, and I'm going to come back and play a little bit more. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging. Happy Friday. See you in a bit.
pizza.
Hello, welcome guys, happy Friday. Any Diddy Kong Racing fans out there? Cult classic Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the mic levels. It appears to be like the same source on both of those scenes. That's what's kind of confusing, Nick, is it's yeah, I don't have like two mic sources. So the level is the same. It's a matter of the game then. Yeah. Yeah, maybe the game is a little loud, yeah. Maybe. You know how OBS is. Jeez. What are you guys up to? Welcome. Happy Friday. Good to see you. We're playing Mario 64. I was working on Snowman's Land, doing the Japanese version, Shindo Pack version. Every time I see that image in the top right, I don't even, you know, it's a bit of a gut punch. Takes me back to a time I'm not that proud of. Penguin got her revenge today because it took me a really long time to find some of those stars, and I still don't know what's up with the igloo one. Like, I remember going into another ice house, like there was another long puzzle. I think it's a portal situation. Although there is a, I don't know, I saw a bomb. And I just don't remember what's up. I don't think I would have gotten all those stars when I was a kid, because I didn't get 120 until somewhat recently. And there were some levels that I would go in and like get a couple out of, and which means as I get to the end of some of these levels, I could be seeing something I've only run into once or twice. Yeah, which is nice. Let's play the game, shall we? I have a... Okay. Testing. Yeah, mic looks the same here. The mic looks like it should be, yeah, the same on this one. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for hanging, guys. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Test 1 2, test 1 2. I had a bit of a wild idea. I was kind of thinking, what if... Thanks, Nick. What if this doesn't go very well the next star or two, I'm thinking maybe we do a little... something I'll fall back on sometimes. A little Star Fox 64. I do love that game. That's a fun one to play. It takes a little over an hour usually to get it done. There's more stuff going on out there, I think. I don't know what it is. I still don't have this situation figured out either. Bingy, bingy, bingy. Whoa! That's it. You know, Sid, you mentioned King of the Hill. I don't think I had any idea, although maybe that makes sense why I saw a headline or two a while back about Mike Judge or something. I don't even remember what it was. But, you know, could have been part of a press tour. Nice. Clap, 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 clap. Oh, yeah, there's that. Oh, there's those switches up there, huh? Oh, you're gonna get your butt burned. It's probably the best place you can land. Getting butt burned. This is it. It's just great because just above I've been having migraines lately, and I feel like I'm just testing it over here. This is not good. I shouldn't do that, but... Sadistic. I've already got one, one imitation son in a terrible position, not kind of over a portion of my monitor, which, I'm doing the best that I can with the lighting situation right now, but it's not ideal. I like I never watched a whole lot of King of the Hill. Like I caught episodes every now and then live back when it was first on, and then when it got to like doing a bunch of reruns and stuff on other stations, sometimes I would catch stuff like that. So, in total I've probably seen like 20 something episodes, or maybe 20, I don't know. Well, I'll say 20 episodes off please, thank you, Ichigo. 20 episodes off of out of any seasons or something. Even that sounds kind of high, but
dang it, Bobby.
It's interesting. I do. There's some stuff that I was like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is very heartfelt, and I appreciate this. Some of this stuff really cracks me up too. Thank you, Ichigo. Sorry, I talked over it.
I'm gonna give you 55 straight.
I remember, so as a kid, it's funny because as a kid, I think I had a resistance to even wanting to watch the show sometimes. I think it felt a little slow and like, I think especially those first seasons. Of course, a lot of animation is like this. And I mean, just look at the stuff from like the early Simpsons. It's a bit, it is what it is, but it's a little horrific too. Especially if you've seen anything else other than that, And so I think like having some of it felt sort of slow, and I had a growing appreciation for it, I think, as I got a little bit older. And yeah. What's funny is that like I also the like sort of bizarro Hank Hill or proto Hank Hill from Beavis and Butthead cracks me up. I saw these kids whacking off in the camper. It's just like, what? Oh no, just it is funny because like having grown up in the deep South, like I've had a friend or two whose dad is very much like Hank Hill. I wasn't from Texas, so some of that stuff is like Texas specific, but they're usually cluing you in on it in some way, since a lot of people aren't going to be from there who are watching it. But yeah, it's funny, just like certain aspects of Hank Hill. I'm like, damn, it's nailed. Like, it's just the like resistance to a lot of things, just like at face value, something like, okay, he finds, there was a funny episode, I think I mentioned this one time recently, but like I don't remember what it is, but he gets some steaks that came from a co-op grocery store, like a co-op situation where, the members work there and stuff. And he got some steak from it. And when I think he wasn't expecting anything, or was like, whatever, and then he ended up cooking it, and he's like, what he hated to admit, like he's just sitting there stunned, like after a couple of bites, and just like his world is crushed, and he's just like, this is the best steak I've ever had in my life. And it just, just the, I don't know, just the, like, his whole world, just like this, no, this can't be, no, this little, no, not this like hippie co-op, where some of the people there have like piercings and like, you know, purple hair and, you know, it's everyone of all, you know, it's like everyone of all ages and all incomes and, you know, both poor, hippie and poor and old, etc. You know, but yeah, it's funny. Like, oh, hold on. Testing goo. I think I'm hitting the mic sometimes. That's not good. Oh no, that's a total betrayal. Yeah. Yeah, it's like certain aspects of it I just feel are nailed, and you know, could only be hit by, of course, through experience and being around folks. And I don't know where to go, but yeah, it's interesting. I've appreciated it more over the years, without ever having done a deep dive still, but like catching an episode every now and then. I do have a friend or two that's into it a lot, so I've definitely caught a little more than just something every now and then. But shoot, I don't know what's next in this one. What is up with this lift situation? This is the first star. It's not the one that's at the top of that cage, which is what I would have thought. Maybe it's these. Is it those switches that are up there? Dude, hey, thanks for hanging, Ichiko. This has been a fun one, man. Thank you, buddy. I hope you have a good weekend. Yeah, have some fun and get some rest. See you, buddy. Click, 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 click. I don't know where to go. I don't think it is here. How do you get to the other world? Like downtown or whatever? Dum, 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 dum. What's the name of this one again? It is boom, 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 boom. Mario, don't fall off. Boom, boom, boom. Electrified tiny lifts. Shocking arrow lifts in the English version. Yeah, so of course it is those little things then. That's right. Just had to go back and read the title again. You know, what's funny is like, I remember, it's interesting just like, I appreciate, of course, when, I don't know, it's interesting just to see, I don't know, as someone that grew up in the South and lived there until my mid-20s, I still have an affinity for folks who, like, creatives who are there and stayed there. And in high school, I felt really inspired by well, not all, but like a lot of the Adult Swim stuff. And at that time, I was, you know, a little more into anime and thinking about like, you know, oh, I'd love to have my, you know, make my own animation or, and then, it, you know, getting into like college and stuff and enjoying that stuff even more. And it's just kind of interesting because, of course, a lot of legacy media is gone at this point, and it's interesting where some of that sort of programming or humor has gone. I liked a little bit of Futurama. I remember catching some of it early on. It's a kind of similar situation where I've seen like I've seen quite a few episodes, but I guess we could raise the water one more time, huh? Because that's what we're trying to do here, eh? Get the water up. Now, where do you do that? Is that the one that's not here? I was thinking it's maybe like back where. Is that it? The one that was on that platform back there? Let me see. Let's try them all. Yeah, how about you, Sid? Futurama? That's not the one I wanted to hit. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Oh, hello. Thanks for the lift. Yeah, it was like, I remember like just kind of being inspired by some of this stuff, you know, and thinking like, oh, okay, well, at least some of this is being produced in... Sorry, I got the volume cranked here. At least some of this is being produced in Atlanta. Like, oh, that's cool. That's not too far away, you know, just a few hours. And, yeah, I don't know. It was, it's interesting because, I think so many of those, like, kind of, I don't know, southern, bigger cities and stuff, they've only grown and just grown and grown too. It's like thanks to cost of living, and it's really interesting to go back home to a place that's you know, outside what's like, I guess at this point the biggest city in Alabama, like but that's through like annexation and also through a ton of people having moved there and stuff, and it's interesting. Quite a bit has changed. But I'm still interested in those places. But yeah, man, I also still worry about like how hot things are going to be, and you know, come on. Ooh. Mario, you could have done something really cool there, but you failed. Okay, watch out. Okay. We need to abort mission and get some... I think we need to get some coins, Mario. Get some fresh air. That's all it takes. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, it's got some depth to it, and characters getting better, or, you know, getting more interesting, more depth over time. A lot of heart to some stuff, you know. There is a lot of, yeah, totally. It's interesting. It's interesting because some of that stuff, though, it depends on what it is, like the nature of it. Because there is a lot of stuff being pretty much totally done from those places, but there is still a lot of like casting as well out of elsewhere, and then it's often crew and stuff that's, and production and stuff that is local, and then you know, depending on the nature of the thing, but yeah, but they're casting it and stuff still in same places they had been, you know. A lot of that's on Zoom at this point, at least until you get in the room. But yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the whole lot of it. Yeah, there are a lot of jobs tied up into it too. Then that's why these states do like those rebates and stuff. But yeah, some of them, sometimes it's a good idea, and other times it's like you're really giving a lot to. Oopsies. I think there can be like different rates and stuff, yeah. I'm playing like yes. This is no good. Mario's like, let me at him, let me at him. Oh, this is perfect. I always love that. It pushes you out far enough to where you want, you know? Come on. I gotta do the whole rigmarole. I guess I could just go to the other... There's one way to just climb up, too, but... Not for Mario. That's not good enough. Okay. Whoopsie daisy. You're gonna need to do a quick turnaround. As soon as you're done winding yourself up. Oh, I love that perspective there. Good God, with the fire too. Okay, I want to get up to where those platforms are. I wonder how I can do it. How can I get over there? Earlier, I suppose that would have been easier. Is that the switch that I need? There's one over there too. I know it's not the one down in the water, but I didn't see that we have access to one now. Yeah, okay, we got a little stair we can climb. Okay. Up one level. That it brought it up to the switch, okay. Well, from here, what can one do? Are we wanting the one that's on top of the structure here? Whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, like, I don't know. At this point, it's funny because a lot of that stuff that I was looking into or excited about when I was, you know, that age, at this point, it's, of course, like, stuff is different. With Adult Swim, it was interesting. They did a couple of things online. Like, at one point, they moved so much, like, pretty much everything online. And a couple of shows that were newish or getting going around that time, there were even some things that were like specifically for that format, and including a couple of comedy streams, and including one I really enjoyed, and it's interesting because I don't even think they do that side of it. I don't think Adult Swim, you know, keeps that stuff up, and like I just think like sort of lost an audience, or it's just a sea of content out there. So shoot. Finally, it happened to me. All right, let's get up here. Not a Wednesday, so don't play that sound. All right, what are we trying to do? Get over here? Is that the dealio? Oh, hey! Got me with the laser balls. Shit. Pardon my French here. He's going blue. All right, here we go. Doobie doobie doobie. Gonna play some FF7 this weekend with my wife. That'll be fun. She's been getting into it and enjoying it. It's her first time. And I gotta say, having just played... Oh, that fire right there is hilarious. Mario just up in the air right now. Heck yeah. Tell him, Mario. Well, that's not very nice. That fire there is diabolical. That's hilarious. I really hope that I could see someone getting up there without having raised the water up to that level, you know, and maybe they've just gotten, you know, through a series of awesome jumps. They got themselves up there and then it's the fire. It gets them. Yeah. We're going to save. You know what? Wet Dry World. How are we doing in that one? We've gotten 4 at this point? 3. Let's take a look at what this one means, shall we? Bink, boonk, boonk, bink, boonk, boonk, bink. Give me 1 second. I'll put this up for us. Such a great version of the underground theme. I love it. What we got going on here? All right, he's doing the 3rd level. Am I looking at the right thing? Ding dong doo doo. Gotta scroll down a bit, huh? Can you guys see that? No, it's frozen. Jeez Louise. Sorry about that. That's terrible. Let me read it to you guys then. Here we are. Bingo, bingo, bingo. All right, that was Secrets in the Shallows and Sky. Asase to... Yeah, okay, we can see it here. Asase to sora no shiku shito. Shito at the end there. Awesome. Shikureto? Oh, yes. Shikureto. Secret. Secrets in the Shallows and Sky. All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Sid. Mario was hoping with the soundtrack there. Okay, maybe I'll make this the last one we do, and I might wrap it up after this. Secrets in the Shallows and Sky. Oh, this must be the one where you're finding the numbers. Yeah, you know, I think I've only found one of those so far, which has me, not gonna lie, it has me concerned. This game just looks so fun. I get lost sometimes. I'll look over at I don't know, OBS over at the monitor, and I'm not even using it necessarily because of the platforming. It's just a little bit behind, you know. But it's like, I'll just look over occasionally and just be like, yeah, I like seeing Mario run in this game, you know, just... like that. That's awesome. Yeah. There's number 1. All right, well, let's get to exploring. There's number 1. I know where another one is, at least. There's some places I haven't explored yet. I think we just hit a number 2. Awesome. They gave you that one. Is that to help you, like, do a wall jump there? Bingy, bingy, bingy. Let me get a refill real quick. I got it right here. That's me knocking a drink over onto the Wi-Fi router. Followed by a... This game has the best sound, like Mario. Every bit of Mario's VO and a lot of the sounds are just so fun. And of course, that's like something people can kind of take for granted with the series, I think. But damn, sound design always so good. Sound of a coin, so rewarding. Super Mario World and Mario 64 using their coin sounds at the beginning of the game. That's like the first thing you hear as you turn it on. That's perfection. Okay, I just hit my water, but it sounded really cool. Time for a Mario meditation. Okay, let's not get killed going up that way. If we get a bunch of coins along the way, I won't be pissed off. We'll go out with a bang. Oh, Jesus. Excuse me. I gotta get me something to eat soon. Excited. We have some leftovers. I meant to post a picture on Discord. I'll get that done. We had some really tasty, I think we just have been calling it a kimchi bowl, but we've just been mixing up what goes in it. But it's basically just a bowl with some, you know, we had cooked up a little rice. Did some kimchi, and then in addition to that, like some cut up some green peppers. And for the protein, she got this she bought this from this company that does like TVP, textured vegetable protein, or basically like soy protein. They make these they sell them in all kinds of different shapes and sizes, but it's basically little protein cuts of different, you know, again, like we've had some that were sort of medallion shaped, and those would be really good for like going in a stew or something, you know. These were I've had this before, like just as soy, but you know, just kind of like sort of a long, almost like a small chicken cut, like think like a Chinese meal or something, you know, like or you know, just going to a Chinese restaurant and thinking of like a thin kind of cut of chicken or something. It's sort of like that. But yeah, you buy a bag of them dehydrated, and then they basically will just soak up whatever you're you know, kind of cooking them up in, and you know, putting them into so like it I think you just put them in water or whatever, they soak that up, but then it's, you know, you can marinate them or do whatever else too, and it gets this really savory you know, sort of meat substitute. And yeah, it was really good. Had that with some sesame seeds on top of it. But that, I'm trying to remember what flavor she did for that beef, but yeah, it was basically like I said chicken, but it was more of a beef, you know, like small beef cuts is what it looks like. But yeah, it came out really well. I took a picture of it. I'm getting hungry thinking about it, man. Go get some. Also chopped up some cucumbers as well. Getting tired. Jeez. Oh, I'm talking myself out of this. Oh. If Mario can push through, so can you. Bing. Bing, bing. Let me see. It would, might take too much to get this picture up here, and it's gonna just make me hungry seeing it. But yeah, it was good. Yeah. I'll put it on Discord. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. Sorry. It's funny. I'm definitely feeling a little fatigued tonight. I think, you know, this week of having a couple late nights of streaming, finishing Chrono Trigger was big. Mario's dead. That's me. I feel you, Mario. I think a couple of those late nights, it was like getting done streaming and then, okay, I just beat Chrono Trigger. And it's like, now it's like the time that I would usually try to be in bed by. And it's like, okay, well, good luck winding down, you know? Yeah. Not gonna happen. Anyway. Maybe I should call it, yeah. Is anybody streaming right now? Anybody on this Twitch website? Actually streaming. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Pingu's playing. Pingu is around. Let's see. What you playing? Some Super Smash Bros. Lost in Subspace. Interesting. Doing Subspace Emissary. We should check this out. Give me just a second. I'll see if Gigantic Pingu is still running. This also feels appropriate because this stream was, you know, penguin themed in some ways. So let me go here. Yeah, right. It's a, it feels right that we go hang out with Gigantic Pingu right now. That sounds good. Guys, I'm kind of nervous because I'm trying to figure out for next week what I should. Can you test 1 2? Sorry. Okay. Sorry. My stuff froze up here, but okay. I see it's still working. Okay. We'll edit that out in post, right? Shut up. Okay. All right, tech diffs. We're getting through it. So it's a one-man operation, you know? All right. This is cool. It looks like Pingu is still playing here. So I think we can jump in and yeah, let's do that. Looks like they're still playing. All right, guys. Sorry. I am, it's funny. I have hit the wall. I'm tired. It's been a long week. Let me get to the schedule here. Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for hanging. This has been fun. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I think I might try Earthbound next week. One of those dates might be mixed around. We might put Mario 64 back in the rotation. But I don't know. I've never played this game. I've never played Earthbound before, other than the first 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, something like that. I know not that much spoiler-wise. I think it could be fun. Yeah. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Let's go hang out with Gigantic Pingu. He's playing Smash Bros, doing Subspace Emissary. That'll be really fun. Yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you for the raid, Noom. And Silos, thank you for the follow as well. That was fun. I appreciate your knowledge, your vast knowledge on Mario 1 and 64. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Sid, thanks for hanging. Nick, everybody else, Ichiko, A whole bunch of folks came through. I might just have to stop there, otherwise it's going to take forever. Let me play a couple of pictures for you. I'm going to play some pictures. Yeah, let me, I got some fun gifts for you. Hang out. If you like Mario 64 ambiance, maybe you'll like this. Who knows? Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll get over into Gigantic Pingu's place in just a minute or two. Bye, guys. Adios.
So much opposed to playing my game.
No way! I don't believe it!
Ganfardd gwyngill gogeryll gwyndrabwch santasilio gogogoch.
Fire!
Bingo! Bye-bye!
Whoa. Dang, dude.
Video game trauma.
Are you punking me? Like, is this... I mean...
Oh my God!
Da 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 da. It's all his fault. It is what it is. Attention.
dumb son of a...
Video game trauma.